Cheers, love.
Alright, how's it going?
You alright, Chuck?
I'm fine.
Listen now, I got a couple of things I need to run past you. Wynn is tied up with auditors probably for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Are you happy for somebody else to come out, or has it got to be Wynn?
No, I want Wynn and Paul for the obvious reasons. They were the ones who have basically it's rising damp in the house. As I said, I want it on recording so I can put it on YouTube. I want the reasons for why. I've had to wait 15 months for a camera to be replaced, knowing full well the damage it was causing to my mental health. Also the state of the house. I also want explanations. Well, you have a maintenance surveyor working for you with the contract to do the kitchen wall. The wall's gone back to the state it has. I want them to basically say what they believe the problem is. I've had surveyors up. It's rising damp. When they did the kitchen wall, right? When they done the kitchen, wall,
yeah,
the whole wall should have been done, not half the wall, because the damp is rising above it. That's why it's peeling again. Sanding it down and painting it isn't going to fix the solution. As I told you when you sent them up, they were recording like I was. Yeah, they come up with body cameras on, so did I. You did ask me if I wanted a copy. I'll take now a copy.
Okay.
I'm recording this.
Yeah.
So I would like a copy, as you did send in a letter, which I have the letter. If I'd like a copy of it, well, I'm requesting now a copy of yourselves, because I'm in it as well.
Yeah.
So I won't just be putting you people up there. I will. Just because it seems that there seems to be a problem with what I recorded and you recorded. As I did state, I did ask your surveyors if rising damp starts at the bottom of a wall or the top. But the main question that needs to be answered is, I stopped paying you rent when I went over to the council, and I had firm assurances that that camera was going to be replaced, hence why I paid the outstanding money.
Right.
It never got done. As I said, the camera was finally done on the 3rd of the 3rd, last year, 21, at 3:15 in the afternoon. As I've informed you, and you are aware, a psychiatric report was done for the courts. And in it quite clearly states of what has gone on.
John, when the boys come up and they were recording, was that Wynn and Paul? I didn't think Wynn and Paul had come up.
You sent up 2 surveyors. The one lad was who used to work for SR Solutions. And he works for yourself now, because I did ask you, although he didn't have any ID on him. And the other one, because I was having a laugh with your surveyor blokes when they come up, yeah? Well, not surveyor blokes, they come up to fix the shower rail. And I said, we were laughing, and I said about them coming up. I said they had body cameras on, so did I. The one lad, I said he seemed camp. They're your building surveyors, you should know them.
Well, I'm not in work, lovely. I'm still working from home.
Right, well, Wynn and Paul sent them up, correct?
Yeah, oh no, they would have, they would have come on their jurisdiction, but I didn't know
they had body camera recordings, and as I got the letter, I was asked if I wanted a recording, so I'm now requesting of yourself a recording, because I'm just going to match it with mine, because what was stated on, like stuff missing, there should have been a ventilator system put on the wall. They were asked and everything else about the rising damp. They were also taken upstairs where the floorboards are all over the place. I stated that because the floorboards on the stairs were rotten and the one went, and I said I seen what was under the stairs. It's damp because Merthyr Road did suffer with, well, it does now and again because they have to do all the water. What's the word I'm looking for? Flooding, because I helped the girls in the shop with sandbags.
That's right, you said about the shop, didn't you?
Yeah, because we've had this conversation for over about a year and a half now, haven't we, Lisa, to be honest with you?
Yeah.
You know, this is getting ridiculous. I'm quite, well, to be quite honest, the psychiatric reports are going to be given to the MPs. It's going to be given to quite a few people. Because my private and medical information was distributed around, my human rights were taken off me. I've the letter stating, I've got the letter, my first psychiatric report when I went into prison stating the housing was part of the issue, that I ended up in prison. I've got the letter from the psychiatrist that was sent to Merthyr Housing to stipulate I had to be put somewhere quiet. And I've got the up-to-date psychiatric report that my mental health has deteriorated, and Merthyr Tydfil Housing has a lot to answer for it as well. So I want, basically, you a copy, because by the sounds of it, I've asked you countless times, I want them to put it in a letter if they think it's rising damp or condensation. If they think it's condensation, put it in a letter. It's not condensation, because if you put condensation in it, surveyor comes up and he'll say it's rising damp. So that means you're basically lying. Because as landlords, you do have a duty of care to the tenant as well. And that duty of care has gone out the window with my fucking situation has come into terms. Now, you lot advised me, your Colin Higgins and Claire Blackmore advised me to get cameras. When I did, and the images were whatnot was shown, a meeting was held with the police chaired it. Claire Blackmore took the meetings. Justine Crosby went on my behalf. There was people from the schooling, social services, yourselves, had a meeting where one of the children decided to say he was thinking of joining the army. And it was decided in that meeting by you people, you grown-ups, that you divulged that I was a veteran with mental health issues, I was a mental and everything else. That was distributed to 3 teenagers and their families, which was just then distributed all around the streets. Namely, a copper going in the spa shop after another incident and saying to the girls in the shop, do you know who these yous are? They banging the door of a vulnerable mental. Now, a judge have seen my psychiatric report. It also states about my military record. I've seen things most people haven't. But apparently teenagers in Merthyr have seen what I have seen, and for some unknown reason we've got a lot in common. We've got fuck all in common with a lot of people around here. So, to be honest, we all know where this is going anyway. I made it quite clear. It's going to be made public. It's going to be made public about Merthyr. The woman who was taking the meetings, you don't like me saying it, but she was having sex at Merthyr police station. But she's blaming the Tory government that she can't do her job. She was having sex whilst working for the council, being paid by the taxpayer. What the health authority done is all recorded, and it's going to be a lot of people's heads going on the block to protect one person. That'll be doctors as well. And Merthyr Tydfil Council has got a lot to answer as well. And so have yourselves. Because you can turn around and say we didn't know it was going on. As I said, the last 2 incidents, which I reported to the police because I was told reported, is it on YouTube? The other incidents are going because the antisocial behaviour is still ongoing. You've been made fully aware of it. You've known that from the letter that I had to be put somewhere quiet. Now, you was an association. Oh, whilst I forget, who put the letter through the door on Thursday? Was it someone from Merthyr Tydfil Housing or a debt collection agency?
It would have been Merthyr. It was one of my officers and a housing officer, lovely.
Right, well, I got to be honest. Beautiful bloody black Mazda car, very expensive. I can see where all the money's going now with Merthyr Tydfil Housing Association, big cars, and a 21 registration plate. It's on YouTube. No wonder the houses are in the state they are.
John, I'll stop you there. What staff choose to do with their wages is up to them, lovely. That's nothing to do with...
No, I'm just saying, but that'll be the comment when the photographs of the state of this house is put onto YouTube.
I've got a lot of time, and I totally understand a lot of what you're saying. But when you're starting to put a slur on what...
Well, there we are. Well, you can explain then why it doesn't seem your maintenance teams want... Well, in fact, you can explain why your maintenance teams, and you now employ people who were sent to do jobs here. They half did the jobs because the wall is peeling. As they come up and seen it, I've got photographs of when it started blistering to one that I took last week. So telling someone that, oh, if we sanded and painted, it's going to work. No, it isn't, because it's spreading yet again. But that wall has been like that for what? 6 months after I moved in, I had you coming up with heaters and everything else. There's a lot of questions need answering, and the simple fact is because the police have been involved in what have been going on, the health authority who was supposed to be there to have helped me have been involved. The council is there to protect yourselves and also someone who worked there who was having sexual intercourse at the British taxpayers' expense. And obviously yourselves have got a lot of connections with the council. Hence why Claire Blackmore was brought up here. It isn't going to be difficult for people to understand what's going on because we've all seen how things work, especially up in Rotherham, Rochdale and things like that. And I'm not a child being raped, tortured and abused. So it just goes to show exactly what it's like. And it is on YouTube when I said to the cop, and it's on recording at the with the psychiatrist and everything else from years ago. All you lot had to do was apologise, got me moved to somewhere quiet. I only just paid out a small fortune for carpets and everything else. You didn't want to apologise then. Now when I went to thing, it's all coming up. Is it too late for us? It's way too late for apologies. What's been done to my family?
Right.
It's way past apology time.
Right. Let me sort through this a second, just for myself, if you would, John, right? I will get a copy of the recording out to you. How do you want that? What is it, like an email address I can send it to?
No, you can send it to me on a memory stick, because you can't send it on email, because it'll be too long. Emails only take so much thing. It's a recording, you see, because they had body cameras and I had body cameras. So what you're going to have to do is upload it to a computer and onto a memory stick. Because for some unknown reason, where you were two building surveyors, I just want to check that I was there that day and it's not another recording of someone else's house. Because what my recording actually shows and what seems to be on your letter from Paul seems to be two different things. So I just want to make sure that the cameras were working. Because if they were, and Paul and Wynne actually watched it, they'd know there's a lot of problems with this house.
No, right, okay.
But the main thing being, as I said, I've got the money and I'll be giving it to the judge, but I won't be giving it straight away. I want an explanation of why a house like this is fit enough for a mental, let's be honest, that's the thing, a mental is what I've been called by you all, to live in at the British taxpayers' expense.
Right.
Well, let's get it on record. I have been called a mental for being a veteran with post-traumatic stress disorder. Let's not mess about. That is why I've been labelled by the police, by the council, by whoever in the health authority and whoever in Merthyr Tydfil Housing. So let's not mess about. That was the words used. You might say I never, but it has been. And I went down the Merthyr police station not so long ago because they beat up a 15-year-old kid. And I said, this is the fucking station. I said, look at you all, you haven't got the balls to put a green uniform on. And this was the time where there were soldiers in fucking Afghanistan in Kabul, pulling them all out, trying to save people's lives. And I said, you fuckers, you haven't got the balls to put a green uniform on, but you can beat up a fucking 15-year-old kid and laugh about it because it's all over YouTube. I said to mine, this is the fucking police station. They're called veterans with PTSD, mentals in it, and the three coppers in open their fucking mouths. You could see them looking to the floor. It's on camera. So, we'll forget that now. Obviously, you've got nothing to do with the police, but Merthyr Tydfil Housing Association. You had a letter. If you didn't, Merthyr Tydfil Housing definitely had it, stating I was to be put somewhere quiet. In the first psychiatric report I had done in prison, it stipulates that my housing was part to blame for me going into prison. And now, the judge will be able to read what has gone on.
Right, John, let me try and get this memory stick sorted and the letter. So in the letter, you want confirmed, and I totally understand why you want it confirmed, what exactly they are saying it is and what they've treated it for.
Well, what I would do if I was you is get a copy of it for yourself and look at it yourself, because I'm polite when they come up. I'm polite. I recognise the bloke who comes in here, because I says, "You the one who come up, and are you with next door?" No, I'm the one, and he's the one who done the wall, because if you look at it, all he've done is, but he did the wall. I said, no, I didn't say he did the wall properly. I said he went back into the wall. But that was a person who supplied the fucking contract to do the kitchen wall with.
Right, so was it Wayne and Gary?
That's the ones.
Right, I know there's new surveyors or newish surveyors there, see? Right, Wayne and Gary, okay.
Yeah,
So
because I do believe, was it Wayne? Wayne was the one with SR Solutions. Because I know a couple of people, see, because when I go up on my allotment, there's a couple of builders up there who's still in the building here, and they know him.
Yeah.
And the other one is a guy, he seems a bit camp.
Oh, I don't know that. The thing is, because we've all been working sort of randomly, I'm still at home, the boys would obviously be in the office because they'd be needed to go out and about, so never the train shall meet, really. Right,
What's on YouTube as well, see, is I recorded psychiatric appointment I had with the doctor, because he didn't mind, because he had got nothing to hide, and neither have I. And I played him recordings to prove I got all the recordings, because it stipulates on my psychiatric report that was done. I've recorded everything to do with all of him. And I played him a clip where I said I didn't even know, and my mother said, my friend told me there was an ambulance and police outside his house, and I was phoning you lot to find out what had wrong. I said, and I had to go down in the morning expecting to find my son's dead body. They knew my sister was dying, I didn't, because I was suicidal. And all this fake shit that was done. But it doesn't matter, see. In a way, I'm lucky because I've done 4 years in prison, and I know what lying bastards come to far, and I've learned now to realise what the rest of you are like as well in the public sector services. So I'm lucky in a way I recorded it, but unfortunately it's gone on for too long, I think, in this town, and it's going to come out. And the Veterans Champion, Councillor Andrew Barry, well, he's made with PC Sullivan, the non-sexual predator, and he's also got the contract with Merthyr Police to supply him with taxis. I know that because the police were quite happy to make sure I knew he had the contract with them. Because there are a couple of them decent down there. The rest of them are a waste of space. So I expect something in 28 days because we're going to start the ball rolling. But yeah, you can provide me with the rest. Because it clearly does state, and I'll show the judge, all I wanted was an apology in the beginning, because the most important thing in my life was dying. She couldn't even die in peace and quiet. So what we're going to do now is, it'll be shown and it's on YouTube, how pathetic you all are, because all you had to do in the beginning was apologise, get me moved to somewhere quiet, and it would have all been forgotten about. No, you don't apologise to fucking mentals. So we'll see about it now. Okay?
All right, John. All right, I'll speak to you soon now.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, ta-ra.